Junko Furuta. She was born in 18th January 1971, died 4th January 1989 at the age of 17. Junko went to Yashio Minami High School and had a part-time job after school. She was a popular and very good-looking girl, although she was looked down upon gangster-like teenagers as she didn't smoke, drink alcohol, or take any drugs. Hiroshi Miyano, a known school bully, had a crush on Junko, but was turned down as Junko was not interested in having a relationship. Apart from Junko, a lot of people were afraid of Hiroshi, not because of his bullying, but because of his connections with Yakuza. So on November 25th, 1988, Hiroshi and his friend Nobuharu wandered around Misato with the intentions of robbing and raping local women. At around 8:30 p.m., they spotted Junko on her way home after her part-time job. Hiroshi instructed Nobuharu to kick Junko off her bike. He did so and fled the scene immediately, while Hiroshi, pretending to be an innocent bystander, offered Junko to walk her home. While he got her to trust him, he pretended to walk her home. While Junko was unaware of his intentions, he led her to a close-by warehouse. Hiroshi threatened to kill her twice and then bragged about it to three of his friends. One of Hiroshi's friends, Agura, asked to keep her there so they can all have a turn. According to their trial statements, they had raped her 400 times, beat her several times, hanged her body from a ceiling and used it as a punching bag, starved her, forced her to eat live cockroaches and to drink her own urine, shoved a still lit bulb into her vagina, burnt her eyelids with hot wax using candles and lighters, and much more. Koichi was one of the boys who was charged with rape and was allegedly bullied into raping Junko. After he left the house, he told his brother about the incident, who then told his parents, who informed the police. 2 police officers went to the Minato house, but were informed there was no girl. The 2 officers declined an invite to search the house, believing that that was enough proof that there was no girl there. However, when both police officers were fired and received a lot of backlash from the community. If they had done their job properly, Junko could have gotten out of there and may have recovered from her injuries. Junko, at the beginning of December, attempted to call the police, but Hiroshi found out before she could say anything. The police did phone back, but Hiroshi told the police it was a mistake. For doing so, Junko did get tortured for this. Hiroshi poured lighter fluid all over her legs and feet and set them on fire, and also shoved a large bottle into her anus, which caused severe bleeding. She reportedly went into convulsions. Junko was set on fire again, as the 4 men thought she was faking a seizure. She did survive the injuries and continued to be raped and tortured. Junko was reported to have asked her captors many times to kill her and get it over with, but they refused. One of her captors said at the trial that her hands and legs were so badly damaged it took her over an hour just to go downstairs to use the bathroom. Junko lost bowel and bladder control and was unable to drink water or eat, and was severely beaten for throwing up and soiling the carpet. On the 4th of January 1989, the 4 boys challenged Junko to a game which they said she had won. The boys beat her with an iron barbell, kicked, punched and burnt her eyelids with 2 short candles, and struck her feet with sticks. At this point, she fell onto a stereo and collapsed into a fit of convulsions. She was bleeding heavily and pus had started to seep out of her infected burns. The 4 boys continued beating and torturing her. The attack reportedly lasted 2 hours. Afraid of being caught after Junko did pass away after the torture, the boys decided to shove Junko's body into a travel bag, then put her body into a 55-gallon drum and filled it with wet concrete. At around 8 p.m. in the evening, they disposed the drum into a cement truck in Tokyo. On the 23rd of January 1989, Hiroshi and Joe were arrested of gang raping another girl. On the 29th of March, 2 officers found women's underwear at the address, and one officer led Hiroshi into thinking he knew of Junko's murder. Hiroshi got worried and told where to find the Junko's body. The police eventually found the drum containing Junko's body and identified her via fingerprints. They were all arrested 1st of April. In July 1990, Hiroshi was sentenced to 17 years in prison. He did appeal his sentence and was sentenced for another 3 years. Nobuharu was sentenced to 4 to 6 years and was resentenced to 5 to 9 years imprisonment. Yasushi was sentenced to 5 to 7 years imprisonment for participation in the crime. Joe spent 8 years in prison and was released in August 1999. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe and comment and like. Thank you.